Hello everyone, myself Deepal. Once again I'm back up with a new and interesting topic. My today's topic is mucormycosis. Currently we are facing the third wave of corona pandemic, which is much dangerous compared to first and second wave of corona pandemic. Though we are facing the life-threatening infectious black fungal disease also known as mucormycosis, in this third wave of corona pandemic. So this video will be informative against the mucormycosis. So let's start. Mucormycosis is caused by rhizopus fungi, mucor fungi and zygomycosis fungi. These are the saprotrophic fungi which lie on the dead and decay matter to satisfy their need of nutrition, and the nutrients carried up from the dead and decay matter is exposed to the soil. So these fungi generally live under the soil. These fungi play the vital role to maintain the nutrient cycle in the atmosphere. Whenever we are being attacked by these fungi spread of viruses and diseases in a human cell. But the immune system is much more capable to fight against these fungi, so it doesn't cause any harm to us. But after being affected by COVID-19, our immune system totally weakens up. And whenever this fungi attacks our body's immune system is not much more capable to fight against those fungi. So in this condition, to boost up your immunity, you can take up the diet of vitamin C. Also, you can practice some yoga asanas like pranayam, etc. to boost up your immune power to fight against disease causing germs. So as you know, spores are toxic in nature and they resist on the humidity and highly temperature areas. They can reproduce by themselves, and the examples of some spores are ferns and mosses. So whenever a particular person inhales the spores utilizes its homes in a particular location of a human cell, giving rise to some diseases like hypersensitivity pneumonitis, chronic syndrome, and cancer. So there's no need of giving any information regarding cancer, but there is need of giving information about hypersensitivity pneumonitis and chronic fatigue syndrome. Hypersensitivity pneumonitis is generally a disease related to the inflammation of lung. In this condition, bronchs or the alveoli, also known as air sacs, are being damaged. So the related disease which damages alveoli is emphysema, but it is not same as hypersensitivity pneumonitis. So now let's talk about chronic fatigue syndrome. Chronic fatigue syndrome means in this condition our body has a very low amount of energy and our body is not capable to practice physical and mental activity. And this chronic fatigue syndrome can last up to 6 months, and this cannot be cured after a bed rest. Fatigue generally means the tiredness about a particular thing. So the mortality or the death rate of the mucormycosis is 54% out of 100%, and only 46% of the people can survive from 100%. So if we are not fastly diagnosed against mucormycosis, it infects our eyes and also we can lose our eyes. So according to Science Lab of Biology, there are 5 types of mucormycosis. So those 5 types of mucormycosis are: first, rhinocerebral mucormycosis; second, pulmonary mucormycosis; third, gastrointestinal mucormycosis; fourth, cutaneous mucormycosis; and fifth, disseminated mucormycosis. So we will learn about these 5 types of mucormycosis in detailed way. So firstly, we will talk about rhinocerebral mucormycosis. Rhinocerebral mucormycosis affects the areas of sinus and brain. Sinus is a part of our nasal cavity. So rhinocerebral mucormycosis is most common in people with high diabetes and also the people who had a organ transplant or a kidney transplant or a dialysis patient. So there are very common symptoms of rhinocerebral mucormycosis. Those are fever, headache, muscle pain. etc. And also we can observe the black spot on the upper bridge of our lower jaw or the lower mandible. So those black spots are nothing but the spores which utilized at home in a human. Now let's talk about second type of mucormycosis. Pulmonary mucormycosis is totally the inflammation of lung. It damages our lung, and this can be diagnosed by the CT scan or the MRI scan. And pulmonary mucormycosis is most common in people who have the cancer or the organ transplant. And also pulmonary mucormycosis is most common in people who have low immune power or immunocompromised patients. And CT scan helps us to find out the changes in a lung which could be identified by the specialist doctors. So the common symptoms of pulmonary mucormycosis is fever, headache, as same as rhinocerebral mucormycosis, and one side facial swelling. Swelling generally means the stool. So now let's talk about third type of mucormycosis, also known as gastrointestinal mucormycosis. Gastrointestinal mucormycosis is most common in young children or the infants less than 1 month of age. And also it is most common in people who have daily antibiotics and medical surgeries. It is most common in young children and infants because they have a very low immune power and their body is not capable to fight against the gastrointestinal mucormycosis. So there are common symptoms of gastrointestinal mucormycosis are intestinal bleeding, stomach ache, headache, etc. So gastrointestinal mucormycosis is totally related with the intestine and stomach. So now let's talk about fourth type of mucormycosis, also known as cutaneous mucormycosis. Cutaneous mucormycosis is generally related with a skin problem. Cutaneous mucormycosis is generally occurred when our platelets in our blood is not able to clot the blood after being wounded. So the fungi enters our skin through this wound only. The fungi which causes cutaneous mucormycosis is Phylum glomeromycota. So there are very common symptoms related to cutaneous mucormycosis. Those are burning of skin, red rashes and blackish rashes on our skin, etc. So now let's talk about fifth and last type of mucormycosis, disseminated mucormycosis. Disseminated mucormycosis generally it is most common in people who had a organ transplant, and it is the mucormycosis related to blood and disorder. And also it is most common in people who are neutropenic patients. Neutropenia generally means the low count of neutrophils in our blood. Neutrophils makes up the first line of host cells in our immune system. There are very rare symptoms related to disseminated mucormycosis, but our body generally reacts with some common symptoms as I talked with four related mucormycosis. So you must check up your plasma to identify some changes in the plasma to identify the disseminated mucormycosis. It can be checked up by doing plasma therapy. So compared to other old four types of mucormycosis, disseminated mucormycosis is very dangerous. So amphotericin B is an antibiotic taken to cure mucormycosis for a temporary period, but it cannot be cured for the permanent period without the treatment from a specialist doctor. HIV generally means that human immunocompromised patients means the people who have low immunity power to fight against disease causing germs. And AIDS generally means that our body has very much low capability of fighting against disease causing germs, and it spreads through the contact of blood and water. So I conclude my today's topic regarding mucormycosis. Till my next video, you stay happy, stay healthy.